So I'm back on X, and shout out to Al Tout Familia for their 5-0 win of a flagship out in Japan with Purple Black Luffy. Very impressive. So I have yoinked their list. I have made a slight mistake on copying it over. We'll go over that when we get there. But first, we'll have a look at their matchups. They were able to beat a Teach, an Enel, a Bonnie, a Purple Luffy, and a Blue Doffy. So massive range of decks there. They did say that the luck was on their side, but you know, it's One Piece, right? You need a bit of luck sometimes. So we'll hop over to the sim, and we'll have a look at the list. Here's the sim. Full screen, we'll get rid of this. There we go. So this is not their list. I made a big mistake when I was copying it. So I've actually got 2 Rush Luffys and 2 Onamis. They had 4 Uso Hachis in this place. I don't know how I've made this mistake. Uso Hachi is clearly one of the best, if not the best 2K. I would absolutely get rid of these for the Uso Hachis. But to be fair, in some of these games, these cards did come up here and there. They were quite good, so I don't think it's not that bad. It's not that bad. But either way, let's go over the list. So this is a more removal-focused build of Purple Black Luffy. You're more leaning into Top Knot, which can move at 4, along with this Shirahoshi, which gives -4 cost and is a blocker. This is basically a Rebecca Hina combo all in one. Does everything itself. Really good. Much more deck space efficient than doing something like Rebecca Hina. Obviously slightly less powerful, but that's fine. You can also combo this with Sanji to remove a 9, which is really good. There's a lot of big dudes. Not so much 9 specifically. There's a lot of 8s around at the minute, right? You've got Rayleigh, you've got Dragon, you've got Moria. And in terms of 9s, you do have this Rush Luffy, you do have Lin Lin. There's a good amount of 8s and 9s, so this combo is pretty good. And the same with Shirahoshi in the top knot, hitting an 8. The big combo you can do, and this reminds me a bit of Sakazuki with the Hound Blaze, right? You can do Moria, summon Shirahoshi and Tsuru. That gives -6, and then top knot hits a 10, so you can remove Big Shanks. You can remove... There's not many other 10 costs in the game at the moment, but Big Shanks is pretty good. You could remove Nika, and this is actually bottom decking, so that's even better. So you couldn't protect the KO'd character with something like a Rosnante effect, or if it was unKO'able for whatever reason. Bottom decking, we all know, is crazy, and this just procs your leader effect, which is great. I've got one of the Nika. He comes up quite a lot in this build, to be honest. He's really good with this Luffy because you go back to 5 on that second turn, and then you can use either Black Maria to go all the way back up to 10, or you can KO something with Sanji if you're going for game. That comes up in one of the games. Watch out for that one. But yeah, I think this list is pretty cool. Much more leaning into the KO. Also has a couple of the Sabos. I think this is mostly just for Doflamingo. You can play out like a Tsuru and then Sabo to kill 2 4s, which is pretty good. It's not too crazy, but I think this is a pretty strong list, and it's got some things in it that I felt were lacking from the other Purple Black Luffy lists that I've played and that I've seen. I do think the standard gameplay of just going for value Morias is fine, but it's just fine. Compared to like mono Purple Luffy, I think that deck is doing much more quote-unquote unfair things, and I think it's much more important to be doing something unfair than Moria, Grabback, Frankie, and Law, which just feels very fair. So I think combining this with the black part of Luffy, gain a bit more removal, I think is something that could be explored more. Is this list perfect? No. Needs Uso Hachis for a start. But there's always more improvements you can make. You could maybe even lean even more into the removal. You could go with Rebecca Hinas. Rebecca's a crazy card, right? You're never going to hear me upset about someone playing a Rebecca. But either way, that's the list, and let's showcase some games. We're going second into Shanks. This hand's not too bad because we've got double laws, right? So we can hopefully find one of our rampers. We have the Moria, which I like. I think I'm going to keep this. Do prefer to go first, but it is what it is. Get a Sabo there, that's not too crazy. We'll deploy one of these. Well, we can only take Nika, so I guess we will. We'll deploy another one of these, looking for that Zoro. We do find the Zoro, so we'll go with that for sure. We can use that next turn to get some nice value here. See if our opponent holds up any Don, if they're running Red Hawk. That's something we'll have to work out. We have absolutely no counter in hand, which I'm not a huge fan of. That Nika not counter, as it goes. We do have the top knot. We could maybe get rid of something in a couple of turns' time. He's just going to swing 8, so we don't need to play around Red Hawk, which is nice. We'll take that. No trigger on that. Still no counter. At least we get some counter. That's something. We'll deploy this, use the card action. 1, 2, and 1 optional. Gain, gain, gain. Got 3. We're just going to swing in 8. Get the life. Very nice. Get him down to 4. Nothing too crazy, but it's alright. Next turn we'll be on 7. We don't really have a play. But hopefully we can find something, maybe. Worst case, I guess we can swing big with the Zoro and this. But I don't love it. I'd like to find... Maybe if he plays out a 4, if he plays out something like the Lucky Roo, we can bottom deck it with the top knot. Just a Yasop though. Not in love with that. And we can't counter this, unfortunately, which is pretty bad. We can go with the Frankie here, or we could go Tsuru top knot. I think we're going to go with the Frankie. We'll ditch the Sabo here. Yeah, I think I want to go with that. Yeah, so if we're doing 4 for that, we'll have 4 left. So we can afford to swing like 7-7, which is pretty decent. I'm not expecting any triggers, so I'm going to play the Frankie. We get punished, we get punished. We'll trash the Sabo. All those, they're okay. Not amazing. Game 1, game 1. Then we'll swing 7 with the Zoro. And then swing 7 with the leader. Nothing too crazy, but it's alright. We've got a dice 2k here. Next turn, we can go with the Moria. We will only be on 9, unfortunately, so we can't do something like Moria into top knot. But we can still do Moria. Not that we have anything really to summon back. Maybe this Frankie will end up in the trash, though. That could be okay. We'll swing in another 7. He gave us the leader effect and a 1k there. If we can get a 2k out of him. Most likely. You never know, you might take this one. Go down to 3. And give us 2 1s. Well, I don't think that's correct. I think you should take if you don't have a 2 there. But to be honest, it's still not looking great. We might still just get cooked by him. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I would like to remove this Yasop. We can also do something like Tsuru top knot to remove a 6. Although that's not that relevant, right? Most of his plays are going to be 7. Going to be something like Ben Beckman, I would have to imagine. He's willing to trash a Ben Beckman. You've got to imagine he's got another one. Or maybe a 7-cost Newgate to get rid of our Frankie. And then attack into the Roronoa Zoro with the leader and the Yasop. I'll probably defend the Zoro. I don't mind trashing a couple cards here. Next turn, we maybe just go with the Moria and the Frankie if we trash this Frankie. We'll just see. There's the Ben Beckman. Get rid of the Frankie. Seems good. Seems good. 6 into 5. I am going to protect this. Going to give him the Tsuru here. And then off this one, we'll give him the... I guess the Onami? Yeah, I guess we give the Onami here. I do like keeping this Zoro. We do get a Sanji. That could clear the Yasop. I think I like the Moria this turn, though. Get that down. He's going to 9. Going to be relatively difficult for him to deal with Moria. So I think we'll go with that. We can start with... I think we have to ignore this Yasop, though, right? Yeah, we can either do 5-7 or like 6-6, but 6-6 kind of sucks. We're going to have 2 Don at the end of this. I think we do 6-6 into life. Probably get a life and a card. Not too bad. Yeah, we'll start with the Zoro. Do 6, in case there's any triggers. If he does give me the leader effect and a 1, I'll probably go into the Yasop after this. Be a tough call. Be a tough call. He's going to give us the leader effect and a 1. I don't think he has any 2s, so... I'm not sure about this play. Right, we're going to go with this. Going to pull back just the Frankie. Do we want to pull the Tsuru? I think not. Go no on that one. Use the card action. 1, 2. Trash. The Zoro. Game 1, game 1. And then because he's given us the leader effect, I'm going to attack 6 into the Yasop. Just on the off chance we get rid of it, that would be really good. And we are initiating a starve here. We can go with something like... well, we got rid of it, so that's brilliant. That is brilliant news. He's got lots of options here. I'm not going to theorize too much about what he can do. He's got Rayleigh, got Beckman. Can't drop Shanks yet because he's only on 9, which is quite good to know. We don't have any more Morias, but we do have lots of Gum Gum Giants now. So from the next turn, we're going to start holding Don up for the Gum Gum Giants. He wants to ram everything into this Zoro. Fine, I don't mind the Zoro dying now. We can probably get rid of the Beckman with the Moria, and then hopefully maybe get rid of something else with maybe the Sanji. And we can also play out the Frankie just to have that blocker back. Not too bad. But yeah, we'll just wait and see what he does here. I do think this matchup generally is quite tough. They have a lot of guys that deal with ours pretty efficiently. I'm going to go 8 into 5. We'll just let him have that. That's fine. I don't know what he's doing with the rest of this John. I've got to imagine maybe Rayleigh. Rayleigh would seem pretty good for 8. But it's not going to be Rayleigh. It's going to be some kind of 5 cost. I think we'll just block here. I don't really want to go down to 1. And I don't mind blocking with that. Going to go with the Rayleigh, and he doesn't get the effect. So that is a bit of a misplay from our opponent there. A bit of a goof. But hey, what can you do? Not our fault that he did that. So I'm going to go... I think we just go with the Sanji, get rid of the Rayleigh. And then I'll swing 10 into the Beckman. So let's go with this first. Get rid of that. And we'll go 10 into the Beckman. Then we'll go with the Frankie, and we can still swing 6 at leads. This is really good, actually. Or we can hold one up for Gum Gum Giant. I'm probably holding one up for Gum Gum Giant, actually. We're going to return 1, 2, trash, one of these top knots, draw a couple cards. Game 1, game 1. Do I want to swing 6? Do I care about the Gum Gum Giant? If he drops Shanks, he's only getting the blocker. Drops Rayleigh. No, we can attack. We can afford to attack this turn. We can hold up one for the Gum Gum Giant next turn. Definitely. That can't be right. That can't be right. But his rank isn't like low. Don't know on that one. Give him the blocker. I can't say I like this guy's plays, but it is what it is. We'll trash that there. You never know, he might get us. We do have the Luffy, though. The Luffy's pretty good. But no blockers left. And no way to interact with his Shanks. We do have Nika. We can probably opt for Nika next turn. I think we want to swing 5 at lead to get it out of him. Because we could go into this Shanks, right? And I don't hate going into the Shanks. Go 5 into lead. He'll probably just use the leader effect. Honestly, he should consider taking. He is just going to do the leader effect. So we're at 8. If we do 14 into 12, he'd have to give us the entire hand. We're not in a great spot from there, though. We do all this into the 12, get the guaranteed KO. Which I think is better. And we can still hold one up for Gum Gum Giant, right? Yeah, I think this is better. I just want this Shanks gone. He's got another one, so be it. Got another one, so be it. We'll deal with that when we come to it. Right, nice. So I'm going to go just 7 with the Sanji. We'll get him down to 3. End the turn. Hold one up for the Gum Gum Giant, of course. If he wants to try and take out any of our guys, we'll use it. Probably looking to trash this Sanji. If he has another Shanks, that would be a little rough. I wouldn't be thrilled, but, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. He'd be pretty lucky to have another one. It looks like it is going to be another Shanks, though. We'll give him the 1k here. We don't have a 1, though, right? We only have 2. But we'll give him a 2. We'll give him the Suru. Then we'll see. If this just goes into life, then we'll have to take. No option there, really. This could be the other Shanks as well, the KO Shanks. The KO Shanks would be pretty decent. Just get rid of the Moria. That could be quite good. Yeah, I'm imagining it's another one of these Rush Shanks, given how he's played. I don't think swinging 5 makes a ton of sense if you're playing out like a Rayleigh. You'd probably do the Rayleigh first and then swing into one of the debuffed characters. That would make more sense to me anyway. Who am I to say? What do I know? Not much. Okay, Roger. Well, we'll take that. Nothing we can do about that. We have a lot of Gum Gum Giants. Wow. That's crazy. That is crazy. Do we want to take out this Roger? I kind of do, but I don't know if we can efficiently. We'll go. No, I don't think we do. I think we go. Let's start with 6. See what he does with that. See what he does with the 6. Because we're in a decent spot. We've got not a ton of counter. I'm going to take the 6. I do want to hold 2 up for Gum Gum Giants, I think. I'm going to go 5. We'll eat the leader effect. I'm going to go with this Rush Luffy. I think we need all the draw we can get. You should just use the leader effect here. Definitely the leader effect. Yeah, we're going to go with Rush Luffy, hold 2 up for 2 Gum Gum Giants. Guess we can't do Nika next turn, right, if we do that. Which is not ideal. Nika could be okay this turn, actually. Gonna do that. Let's get him down to 1. Now, I think this Luffy's fine. We get him down to 0, right? The chance of us dying is pretty low because we're holding 2 Don up. And then on the next turn, we can even just attack with the laws. Yeah, I think it's fine. He's got to remove all our dudes as well. Not easy. We're going to go deploy. Turn 1, 2. Game 1. We draw another top knot. That is not good. Attack 10 on 5. Probably get him down to 0 here. So Roger is live, but I don't have a blocker anyway, so who cares? If he wants to go for game, it's going to be tricky. His best play would be like Dragon. But we've got double Gum Gums, so it's not happening. If he wants to play board, he can try his best. But with double Gum Gums, I think we're in a really good spot. Some pretty odd counters out of this player early. Also, I'm just looking now, and he's in 0-2Ks. That's kind of crazy. But yeah, this grief with the Rayleigh cost him big time. That cost him hard, right? It cost him +1 in hand and the cycle, which is not good. Yeah, I do think some weird plays from this player. But, you know, his rank's not that low. It's not much lower than mine, so maybe he just had a tough hand. I do think we were able to establish quite a lot of pressure early. The Moria, just getting that blocker back was really nice. He did have a pretty good play on that turn. He had the Ben Beckman to remove the blocker. And then had a couple of swings. He was able to put on a good amount of pressure. I think just that turn where we were able to clear the Shanks was really good. That was a really good turn. Also the turn where we Sanji'd the Rayleigh and then attacked into the Ben Beckman. Even if he'd had the extra cards, I don't think he'd have been able to save the Ben Beckman. So I think we were in a good spot regardless. He needs to hurry up. I'm going to make a cut here and we'll come back in a moment. So he woke up. He's swinging 5 on 5. We'll just give him a 2 here. We'll just give him a 2 there. That's fine. 13. Well, the best he can do with this is 10, right? So we're okay to take this one. No trigger. Just get a Black Maria. That's okay. Well, there's another Roger. Okay, so I was expecting a 12. I guess it's a 13. We can do this. 1, 2. Crash. Top knot. Buff this. And then another one. 1, 2. Crash. Zorro. Buff this. Give him one of these Marias. And that will be the game. Very well played to our opponent. We were able to eke out the win there in the end. This Dragon would have definitely been a better play right at the end. Didn't matter. We had double Gum Gums. He was never winning. But either way, well played to our opponent. And let's move on. Well, the game against Blackbeard is going to be a pretty tough matchup, I think. We're going to go second. They like to go second. So one thing that is good is our top knot can get rid of Jesus. This hand is terrible, so I'm going to mulligan. This hand's not much better, but it is what it is. He's going to go with the Searcher event, so he grabs off that. Going to grab a Shiryu, get another Sanji. Not a good card. Not in this matchup, anyway. He's going to have to start using his leader effect straight away. We'll take this one. At least to get a Frankie, that's something to play. And he plays out the Shiryu. Not sure about that one, Chief. Go with the 5-on-5, and then we'll just play out the Frankie. Oh, he gave us our on plays. Oh, sure, I guess we'll draw trash on draw 2. Sure. Send 2 back. Trash. One of these geckos. We're never going to get a chance to use those. Game 1, and we can even play the lore out, which is actually really nice. What do we want? Probably use the Zoro for a tempo play. Does have that vanilla stat line after all. Yeah, I'm not sure why he gave us leader effect or on plays there, but hey, he did, so we'll take it. We'll absolutely take it. He's going to go with the Shiryu attack. Going to trash 2, draw 2. Fair enough. I think we'll counter this. Give him the Sanji. This Sanji's never going to get its effect off. There's no way he doesn't use leader effect now. In fact, he should have done it before these attacks, really. But it is what it is. We'll give him the... Probably the Sanji is worse than the Maria, because the Maria does at least have an activate main. We can use that to do a little bit of Don manipulation. He's going to ditch the Vasco shot for the leader effect. Seems good. So I think here we're going to start with 5. He's going to take. And I think we'll go 5 with the lore, just play out the Zoro. We could also go with the Sanji, make it a little bit harder for him to deal with. Did use a liberation, so no finger guns yet. I think we'll just go with the Zoro. Yeah, I'm fine just going with the Zoro, so we can get in a 5 swing with the lore at least. Do that there. Play out the Zoro. Won't get the ramp, of course, but it is what it is. This will probably get a card out of his hand. Yeah, he's not going to want to go down to 2, not at this stage of the game. Deploy this, end the turn. Don't have a ton of counter, got quite a few of these bricks. We can maybe next turn look to do the top knot. Get rid of something. Obviously can't get rid of Van Auger, but can get rid of Laboon, can get rid of Jesus if he plays out Jesus. If he wants to continue giving Don to this Shiryu, that's fine. I don't care about this Shiryu really. Can use the full lead, trashing the Shiryu to grab a Burgess. Seems good, seems good. Wonder if he'll play out the Burgess this turn. Could be a reasonable turn to do so. Gonna take out the lore. Yep, you got that one all day, sir. He swings in 7, we will have to take, and then plays out the Burgess. Gonna go with the liberation of Black Hole, and then swing in 7. That's also fine, we can't do much about that. We get a lore. Is he gonna use his leader effect? He very much should. Yep, ditches a stronger for the leader effect. Do we ever want to just play out the Moria? What else could we do? We could do like Law, Maria, Onami. I think I like getting the Moria down just to have that big body. And I think I am going to attack the Shiryu. Initiate a bit of a starve here. Because then if he wants to clear the Moria, he's got to give at least 2 cards, right? He's got to give Laboon and Finger Gun, or something like that. Van Auger, Finger Gun, Laboon, Black Hole. Has a Burgess. Gonna swing in 6. We'll counter this one. Give him the Black Maria. Then we'll see what he plays here. We do know he has double Burgess. Looks like it is just going to be the double Burgess. That's pretty interesting. Got to use one more for his leader effect to turn off our effects. So I think this turn we're going to go 4, 7, 8. We'll go with the top knot first. 1, 2. Get rid of one of these. Gain a Don, gain a Don. And we've got 9. So we can go 6 with lead. We could go 5 and just leave one up, faking Gum Gum Giant. I don't hate that. We'll go 5. He's going to take the 5 anyway. He's not going to give me the last card. Never mind, I lied. I completely lied. He is going to give me the last card. He's going to go into top deck mode. That's interesting. That is interesting. Go 9 on 5. I'm tempted to play out another Burgess, but another Moria, sorry. But I think playing out the volume of bodies is the way here. Because we can push for game next turn. We've got this blocker to block the Burgess should we absolutely need it. He's going to look to play out the Moria this turn, the Blackbeard this turn, sorry. But he's got to draw it, and he's only got 2 cards. If he does, we could probably feel a little bit hard done by. But it is what it is. That's the game, right? That's the game. Do you know he has a Van Auger? That is nothing crazy. He does have it, of course. Very good. 2 cards, but of course he has it. Very interesting. So we have no counter. We're going to have to take the second swing, I think. We'll go no blocker at resolve. We get a law. We really need to see a Gum Gum Giant this turn, I think. Otherwise, we're in a bit of a pickle. Is he going to use leader effect? Well, there's the Gum Gum Giant. We did at least get it. So that's something. What do we want to do here? I think we want to play... We need to play one of these big bodies. We could just play out the Sanji and try and get rid of this Burgess. I do quite like getting rid of the Burgess. We could swing 9 into the Burgess. And then swing bigger into the Burgess. Because he's got no cards, right? So if we can get rid of this, we're in a decent spot. Yeah, let's swing 9 into the Burgess. Gonna block. Well, unfortunately, we can't kill the Teach because our men are too weak. But can get rid of the Burgess. And we can also play... Do we want to play out the law? I don't think we do. I think we're going to need the counter. We're really not in a great spot with the counter situation. But it is what it is. We're just going to have to rely on this Gum Gum Giant drawing us something good. Really, that's all it's going to come down to. If he top decks a Blackbeard, so be it. But I think he would be wise to go for game here. Because we're reasonably threatening on the next turn. But it will be interesting to see what he does. It will be interesting. If he does top deck a Blackbeard or get one off the Hachinosu, we'd go for that again. I wouldn't love that. I wouldn't love that at all. We're going to go 11. And then the second swing is going to be 16. We can never counter the 16. So we're going to have to go 1 for Gum Gum Giant. 1, 2. Crash. Moria. Buff this. Well, we do get it. 1 for Gum Gum Giant. 1 -2. Crash. Sanji. Buff Luffy. Solve. He's going to think we just had it, but we didn't. We just drew into it. What was that? Finger gun. Okay, going to leave the Teach up. We have 3 swings. He didn't lose his leader effect. Our rush is too costly, sadly. Can we get rid of this? We're very close to being able to get rid of this, actually. We're very close, but we're not quite there. This can get rid of a 5. This can make it a 6. But yeah, we're just not quite there. We could go with the Frankie. Because he always just blocks the third swing. If we make our third swing bigger than 12, though, that's reasonably compelling. Attack 5. I'm going to attack 5 again. I'm going to take again. Now, do we want to set up... I think we just set up a blocker. I think we do just set up a blocker. We can go with the Frankie. We can get a bit of cycle going. Yeah, let's go with the Frankie. Use the card action. 1, 2. Crash this Sanji. Game 1, game 1. So we've got 2 up. We could swing 11. There's absolutely no point in doing so. If he has a finger gun, the most efficient way for him to move this Frankie, he'd have 6 Don left. Be able to swing 11, 12. We have 2, 3, 4, 5. But we can't counter out of that. We'd be relying on getting a Gum Gum Giant off this life. If we play out the law, maybe go up 1k counter? Try it. Okay, well we go... It's a side grade. Side grade. Fine. End the turn. Let's end the turn. See if he has it. If he has the removal on the Frankie for 4, it is what it is. Here comes the Hachi no suit. Okay, there's the black hole. Yep, that is what we didn't want to see. He's going to get rid of the Frankie. Maybe I should have played more passive. Perhaps. Maybe we shouldn't have attacked with this. There's the 11. We're going to have to take. Not a Gum Gum Giant, unfortunately. Well played to our opponent. We simply don't have the counter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's it. GG's. That was a close one. Now that was closer than I expected. These Blackbeards are really hard to beat. Purple-black. But I think we put up a decent fight. If you've made it this far in the video, please consider subscribing. I'm going to have more Luffy content later this week. Got a game up against Nami. I'm going to go first to try and get our optimal curve. This hand is not cooking. Let's go to that. Got the Zoro. Zoro is what we like to see. Top Knot is decent in this matchup. It's not the craziest card, but it does put a card on the bottom of their deck, which is always quite good. Always quite good. Sanji might be okay on that 6 Don turn to get rid of something like a Marguerite, maybe. They do play the Nami, the 1-cost Nami now, which is pretty relevant. We've got nothing on 1, we'll just end the turn. Not going to play out the Tsudu. Absolutely no need for that. He's going to go with the Boodle. We're going to go with the Zoro. Use the card action. 1, 2. Game 1, game 1, game 1. Then we could just bottom deck the Boodle, but I don't love that. So I think we'll just go 7. He can block and mill 1 card. But it is what it is. He actually mills a Nami search. I'm always pleased to see them gone. That's a good card. Goes with the Kaya. Crashing an Apis. And something else. A Gum Gum Gavel. We're just going to go Don Leader and kill this with Sanji. No need to swing. He's got loads of Don up. 3 Don up. I don't need to swing on that. Next turn, we can maybe go with the Sanji, depending on what he plays. We can also maybe go with a Frankie or a Top Knot. Just going to see what he gets. Getting rid of that Kaya, I think, is pretty important on curve. Stop him bouncing it with the Snake Dance. He's on 6. Hopefully no more Kayas. But, you know, once they see that first one, it is much more likely that they see a following one. Yeah, we'll see what he wants to do here. See what he wants to do. Play out the P Luffy, okay. So we might be able to get a decent bit of damage done here. I'll probably just go with the Frankie this turn. No need for the Sanji. So we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Don left. So we can swing 7 with everything. Pretty good numbers. We'll do 7 with Sanji. Probably get at least 1 hit through on his life here. He did give us the Gavel and the rubber, ditching the rubber band, milling a P Luffy and a Love. That's okay. And we'll go 7 with Zoro. He can probably counter out of this one, and then he'll have to take the 3rd. We at least get 1 hit through on him. He's going to take that one. Okay. Let's go with the Frankie. Deploy, use the card action. 1, 2. Crashing. It's probably the Gum Gum Giant. Although we could use that to just get a bit of draw. We probably don't need the Sabo. It's a bit slow. Game 1, game 1. We do get Nika there. That is going to be pretty nice at the end of the game to go for game. We'll swing in 7. See if we can get another life. Probably just get some kind of counter card. But that's okay. Gonna get 2 cards at least. We get a rubber band that mills a Kaya. You'd love to see that. And another rubber band mills a snake. Okay. Nothing too crazy, but getting 2 cards out of him for just a 7k swing is pretty good. He did obviously get the mill on them, but it is what it is. 5 on 5, we'll go no blocker. Give him the Tsuru. See what he got for 8. Some combination of Kayas and Marguerites and all sorts of nonsense, no doubt. No doubt indeed. But yeah, we'll see. Would like to draw a little bit more counter than nothing. Not ideal. Might have to hold one up for the Gum Gum Giant. Not that I hate it. Getting a draw 2 is pretty good. It is pretty good. There's the Kaya. Okay, there she is. Pitching an Impel down and a Spada. Good targets for Kaya there. Boodle's going to come down. I think we'll go Don Leader. Play out the Sanji. Get rid of that Kaya. And I think I'm going to top knot the Boodle. Game 1. Now we can do 7. Let's start with 6. Start with 6. We always want to play around Whitesnake. And he's given us, was that 3 rubber bands already? So he doesn't have that many 2k counters. And he does take the 6, in fact. I think we'll just go with another 6. Maybe just not got very good cards in hand. Does only have 4. Which is obviously not ideal. Take again. Wow. That is not ideal for him here. I'm going to swing 6 again. I'm going to keep swinging until he starts countering. Because we need to eat these cards out of his hand anyway. Going to give us an Apis there. I don't think I'm going to bother holding one up for Gum Gum Giant this turn. We'll just swing 7 on 5. Get something else out of his hand. Maybe a Love. And that would be pretty good for him. But it'd be fine for us to see the back of as well. And if we can get him down to 1... But we're in a position to potentially even go for game next turn with the Monkey D. Luffy. Which, I mean, this game's going a lot better than I expected. Seems like he's had a little bit of a rough time of it. But, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. The top knot on the Boodle was pretty cute. Just increasing that deck size by 1, denying that block, and denying the mill 1 is pretty good for us. It is pretty good. But yeah, we're going to see. We've got the Sanji next turn to rest a blocker if he only plays out 1. Or even if he plays out multiple, probably still the best play. But we'll see. He's taking his time. He's going to take... Excuse me. I'll pass there. And I'll also note we've been incredibly lucky on triggers. He has had 0 triggers. Which is honestly pretty crazy luck for us. It is pretty crazy luck. There's a Marguerite. We can rest that with a Sanji. I'm a fan of that. Another Marguerite. Less a fan of that. And he concedes. Oh wow, yeah, that hand was shocking. Look at this. This is terrible. This is terrible. I mean, this card shouldn't be in the deck. This card's ass. But like, yeah, this hand is shocking. Our poor opponent there, but he was playing Nami, so maybe not so poor. Well, I wanted to show some different matchups today, but all I can seem to find is Shanks. I've played against a ton of Shanks. Played a couple of mirrors, which is also not incredible. We don't see Zoro, but we do have Law, and we have the backup of Maria. I think I'll keep. Hopefully we get Zoro off the Law. We do, so that's perfect. We'll end the turn there. Am I going to play around Red Hawk? Am I going to play around Red Hawk? I don't want to. But I think I should. It's good practice too. Good practice. Turn 1, gain. Just go end the turn. I'd love to swing there, but with 2 up, oh man, I'm a scaredy cat. That Red Hawk is too scary. He should just swing 7 here. He's definitely just 7 here. Next turn, we don't have a great play. We can just swing big with these 2. Yeah, and it looks like he does have it. Either he does have it, or he's faking. Either way, it is what it is. We're gonna go 8-8. Use the Red Hawk to get out of one of these and kill the Zoro. Oh no, he can't kill the Zoro because the Zoro is now massive. So yeah, that's okay. Attach all these. Attacking again on 8. He might counter this one with a couple of 2s. Just going to go to 3. I think that's sensible. Keep your options nice and open. 6 on for Shanks isn't great. It's not a great turn. He could just swing everything into Zoro. That's what our previous opponent did. He could also go with something like Marco. Get rid of the law, maybe. I'm going to go 7 into Zoro. I'm tempted to defend this. I don't mind getting a few cards in trash for the Moria. Yeah, I think this is okay to defend. Give him the Tsuru and the Onami. We can do like Moria Onami here potentially. I'm gonna go with the Lucky Roo though. That's alright. I think we go with the Moria and then next turn we go with the Sanji. So I'll swing with a leader. Yeah, I'll swing with my leader. He can just -1, that's okay. Then swing with... Okay, so he's going to do the trade. That's fine with me. Absolutely fine with me. No problem with that at all. Then we'll go with the Moria. Summon back. Do we want to summon back Zoro now? I kind of do. Just to have a guy that can do something. I'm not that worried about the Onami this turn. Yeah, I think we'll go with that. We don't need the Suru. We'll use the card action. We'll return 1. We get the Rampage as well here. Game 1, game 1, game 1. End the turn. These two aren't really doing anything, but it's fine. They're there. They certainly are there. I guess I could have attacked with the character first, maybe. But either way, yeah, we're going to take this one. That's no problem. We get a law. Too bad. He's going to get rid of the Zoro. We still don't have any removal. We don't have the Sanji. We don't have a top knot. I think I'm going to go with the law. See what we can find. Now, I can't get anything except Nika. I'd love to get this Gum Gum Giant. Or this top knot. But we'll get the Nika. He could come in clutch, to be fair. Not this turn, but maybe on a future turn. I think we're just going to go with the Moria and the Onami this turn. We'll hold one up to at least fake Gum Gum Giant, I think. No, we don't expect any triggers, so we can do this first. Deploy this, bring her back. No Suru, not playing that. Trashing Frankie? No, not Frankie now. Trashing Maria, I think. We get a little bit of removal there, that's okay. We can go 6 now. As we don't have a Gum Gum Giant, we can get the 6 swing in. Then we'll just swing 9. I'm not going to bother swinging into this Newgate. Absolutely no point. He'll just remove, he'll just counter out. And he's got so many cards that we're not going to be able to initiate any kind of starve. We may as well just go for life, try and push the pace as much as we can. He's going to be on 10 next turn, so we could see Shanks come down. Gives us a Lucky Roo. We'll go 9 on 5. He'll take. Yep. Then we'll probably see the Shanks come down. The Newgates, likely, everything's just going to likely swing life, I would expect. Next turn, we could do Shirahoshi Sanji. That could be okay. That could be okay. Remove a 9. Be not too bad. Depends if he has that Shanks, really. If he has that Shanks. Okay, no Shanks, just a Rayleigh. Now, I don't mind that so much. Can ram this here. Which isn't great. Not the end of the world. This is at 6. We can't defend this. I mean, we can technically. It costs absolutely everything. Which I don't love. Maybe I should have kept that. Okay, but he's going to go with the Otama. That's fine. I don't care about it. I think that's... I mean, it's playing safe from him, but it worked out for us, right? We can go with the Shirahoshi Sanji to remove the Rayleigh. That's not too bad. Also go with the Frankie to get blocker going, get some cycle. I think I like the Shirahoshi Sanji play this turn though. Especially as he doesn't have the Shanks yet. We're going to do that. We've got 1 Don for leader. We can swing 6. And then we can swing 7. Going to go -1 and give us a Marco. Swing in 7. He should counter out of this one as well. Takes, it's risky, right? Because we have Nika. We have Nika. Yep, he's going to counter out. Sensible play. Deploy this. -4. This. Get rid of that. End the turn. Got a blocker. Not a crazy powerful one. He can remove it with something as simple as Newgate. But it is what it is. It really is what it is. If he does have the Shanks this turn, this would be rough, because he can remove the Shirahoshi with a Newgate, and then ram the Shanks into the Moria, and get the kill that way. That would not be perfect, but it is what it is. Just hoping he doesn't have that Shanks, I think. He's had... Yep, looks like he does have the Shanks. Looks like he does. We don't have the counter, sadly, to deal with the Shanks. But that's fine. We will lose the Moria. We'll at least have the Sanji still. Probably going to go with Frankie next turn. Oh, just Ben. Incredible. Unfortunately, we can't counter out of that one. It's okay. Kept the Moria. Which is brilliant. It's brilliant stuff. And we've got a 2k as well. We're going to go with the Frankie for sure this turn. So if we go 13 into the Newgate, we probably remove it. He does have one up for an event. Maybe we just push at life and go with the Luffy next turn. That could be better. If we need 4 for Frankie. He does potentially have game next turn, but we've got a few counters. As long as our blocker sticks about, we should be okay. Go 10 at life. Go 10 at life. I'm feeling 10 at life. I think you should take this one, which is decent for us. Yeah, very nice. We can go another 10 at life, play the Frankie, and still have 1 for Gum Gum Giant should we draw it. And even if we don't draw it, we definitely want to bluff it, right? Yeah. We'll do another 10 at life. He has to counter this one. Would be very risky not to. Very risky indeed. He's not going to, though. Maybe he doesn't have it. Maybe he doesn't have the counter. Right, let's go with this. Use the card action. 1, 2. Trash the Sabo for sure. That's shocking. That is shocking. 2 bricks is not what we needed. We have 1, 2, 3, 5k counter. It's not great. Not great. He has a way to deal with our Frankie, which, I mean, he does, but it costs him the Newgate attack. And he doesn't know that we don't have Gum Gum Giant. Looks like he might go for it. 5 counter. Give him the Law. It's got to be Dragon, right? It's got to be Dragon. Oh, no, not Dragon. Okay, just Shanks then. A bit iffy. So, 2. Then we'll go 1. Then what's this for? Rayleigh. Okay, double Rayleigh. Okay, I don't love double Rayleigh. That's not good. How do we deal with this? Got no Don. He does have no Don. We just go with Nika and Hope. Go 9 first. He has to block with one of these, right? He has to block. Right? Maybe? Yeah, he does block. So we can go Sanji, kill this, and then do 10. Right. Or we can go Luffy. Go back to 2, we go to 3, we draw to 5. We can do Sanji on that turn and then have 5-12. That's better, right? Yeah, that's miles better. That is miles better. Let's go with the Luffy. Use that card action. Get rid of everything. And let's see if we can win the game with Nika. Turn those there. Game 1, game 1. Effect, game 1. Swing in for 6. Got to give us a 1 and a leader effect. Yep. Got it. Well, he must have a 1, right? He's always got a 1. Maybe it's a 2. Maybe it could be a 2. He's thinking deep and hard about this. I'm not sure there's that much to think. out, to be honest with you. Gives us a 2, so that's fine. We get another turn. We'll ramp for fun. These Sanjis aren't doing very much. This Sanji, however, is doing a lot. We're going to get rid of that. Let's see if he has it. Show me a lot of counter. Yeah, he didn't have it. I didn't think so, but we actually had a Gum Gum Giant in the end. So if he had gone for game on that previous turn, if he'd done it a bit better, we'd have actually lucked out and drawn the Gum Gum Giant. I don't know if it would have saved us, but we'd have got it nonetheless. Well played to our opponent. That was a pretty close one. And let's move on. Thank you for watching these games. I'm sorry about the quantity of Shanks games. I'm not going to lie, I played this deck for around 3 hours on the ranked ladder. And pretty much everything was like mirrors or Shanks. There's so much Shanks on the ladder at the minute. Especially at the point I am. I'm around 500 million berries for reference. Last season we ended around 1.2 billion. I'm not the highest on the ladder, but I'm not at the bottom either. I just don't have time to grind all the way to the top at the start of a new season. I wish the ranks didn't reset quite as often, but it is what it is. But yeah, loads of Shanks. But to be fair, Shanks is a pretty tough matchup for Purple Black, in my opinion. So I think showcasing that this maybe has a slightly better chance against Shanks could be quite good. Really hard to remove their cards by battle, especially if you're playing out like a Moria every turn. But with this top knot, it's quite good. The Moria just gets you that blocker, forces them to remove it with something like Rayleigh. And then if they're doing Rayleigh, they're not doing big Shanks, which is fine. And I do think the top knot is really good. I think there's a lot of room to explore with this card in this deck. And I'll be excited to see what you guys can come up with. So let me know if you have any more suggestions for Purple Black. I'm digging this. I'm digging this Shirahoshi. This card's kind of prepped up a bit. I'd make sure you've got copies of this, because this saw play in Black Luffy towards the end of last format, sorry. And now it's pretty good in this. I'm interested to see where Shirahoshi goes. Let me know what you think. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your day.